Welcome to part 2 of our 2-part episode exploring beautiful Whistler, BC. In part 1, we made our way up the Sea to Sky Highway, stopping at several scenic spots along the way, finally reaching Whistler Village in the late afternoon. By the time we got up here, we were extremely hungry, and first on the agenda was finding some food. We settled on this Mexican restaurant for a quick bite before getting out and exploring Whistler.
Wow, that burrito hit the spot. It's about 3:30 by the time we got there and started eating, and that was my first meal for the day. I was really starting to struggle, but Nicole was a little disappointed with her tacos, unfortunately, but I think I need a fix. Are you drowning your bad taco experience by having a humongous dip cone?
So yummy! Yes, I am. So yummy!
I got sucked into their Guardian's awesome mixed blizzard, so I got a mini. I'm gonna give that a try. Wow, Whistler Village is really cool. It's really picturesque, cute little village, or big village, I guess. A lot more shops than I was expecting. I don't really know what I was expecting, but there were a lot of shops, a lot of brand name type restaurants and shops. And yeah, the tacos and the burritos were good. Nicole got her dip cone fix. Did you like your dip cone?
Yeah, me and the dip cone got into a fight, and it did not win.
And you corrupted me. I got a blizzard. I tried the Guardians of the Galaxy mixed blizzard, and it was actually really good. But now I'm all hocked up on sugar, and we're gonna put that to good use because we're going on a bit of a hike. We're going to find Lost Lake. It's a lake up here, and there's a hiking trail that goes around it, and it's a very complicated hiking trail system. Actually, we're just looking at the map. I was like, I have no idea how to navigate us properly to Lost Lake, and so I probably unwisely just took Nicole's sort of guidance, and we just went on the first kind of biggest trail that we saw. So hopefully this takes us to Lost Lake and we don't become lost as well. What do you think of Whistler so far?
Whistler's great, and besides, Nicole's sense of direction is wonderful. So we will not get lost.
Usually for when you've been somewhere, though.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm not full of bogus information. I'll get us there.
I'm kind of worried. So we're gonna go and see how lost we get here, but this is what we're looking at. This is nice wilderness. It's a bit chilly. Could use a bit more clothing, but I think once we get moving we'll be okay. Wish us luck. Handwritten sign. Do we trust it?
Of course you should trust a random handwritten sign by a stranger.
Oh
Those
my.
are the best signs.
Oh my.
We're gonna be super healthy tonight. You know why, Michael?
Why?
We're gonna have organic asparagus.
I don't think that's asparagus.
Check there. Those are the asparagus?
I think so.
That's something it looks like when they're not at the grocery store. Let's just tell the internet that.
found the lake. Lost Lake has been found. What a beautiful spot. Little lake surrounded by snow-capped mountains. The trail that we've been on is the Lost Lake Loop Trail, and it's part of a bigger trail system called the Valley Trail, and that goes all around Whistler here, according to the lady at the info desk. And yeah, it's really nice. It's a well put together trail. It's really easy to follow. It's not a big, huge loop. It's pretty accessible to people. And BC does a really good job, it seems, of making the outdoors accessible. Like the parking lot was easy to get to. Lots of signs. All the things we've seen today, all the outdoorsy stuff was well labeled and very inviting.
I was going to say there are signs everywhere. And look, I found us the Lost Lake. Who was skeptical and who is wrong?
Thank you, BC, for having a really well-developed trail system so even Nicole could find the lake.
Hey! Hey! I'm leaving you at the Lost Lake.
Oh no. As you're walking along the main trail, keep your eye out for little green signs that say nature trail, because they're sort of smaller trails that take you into the woods closer to the lake, and you can just go in those and follow them along, and they'll connect back out to the main trail. And bikes are not allowed in here, so you don't have to worry about getting hit by a bike, because bikes take priority on this path. Apparently you have to yield to the bikes, but not in here. They're not allowed. And it's kind of a neat, more in the wilderness feel than the main trail. The main trail is quite big and like flat and all that. This is a little bit more interesting to navigate. How are you doing navigating, Nicole?
I'm navigating fine, Michael. Micah, did you make a friend? Ooh, that's nice doggy breath.
That was a wonderful hike around Lost Lake. The scenery in British Columbia lives up to its reputation. It's beautiful in every direction you look. Sitting on the dock on Lost Lake, staring up at the mountains was an amazing and breathtaking experience. But now it's time to check out the Whistler Village, and first up is the Olympic Plaza, a venue left over from the 2010 Winter Games, the place where the medal ceremonies were held every night. There's a lot of leftovers from the Olympics, like the cauldron here and the Olympic rings, which make an amazing place for a photo, and it's all surrounded by mountains, a beautiful place to sit and catch your breath for a few minutes. After checking out the plaza, we continued wandering around the village, really trying to understand this place. We didn't have much of an idea what to expect of the village when we came up here, but there's a lot of shops to explore. There's resorts that you can come stay at, and we had a bit of an ulterior motive as we were wandering around, and that was to find a place for dinner before we head down into Vancouver.
walk around Whistler Village, and it really is a village. It totally feels like a village. All the buildings and whatnot. It's really pretty. It's really beautiful, eh? It's really cute. Cute's the right word. That's the word I was looking for.
It's super, super cute.
And now we are looking for some food.
I think we found our pies.
Yeah, we're gonna have some pies. Hopefully we're gonna have some pies.
Australian-style pies in Whistler, Canada.
Before we head back down to Vancouver. So let's go get some food. I'm actually hungry again. Pies, and it's Aussie pies, but something different I've never seen before. They pile stuff on top, so they put mashed potatoes or mushy peas and gravy on top, and I did that. I peaked my pie. So I got, what did I get? Bacon, cheese,
Bacon,
steak?
cheese, yeah, and steak, yes.
So let's cut into this and see what we got.
Your mushy peas are glowing.
Yeah, looks awesome. I'm butchering it. Mmm. Wow, the flavor is amazing. The bacon and the beef really shine. The crust is nice and crispy. And it's nice to have the mashed potatoes and gravy. Usually when you get a pie, like there's a couple pie places in Toronto, they don't do this. They don't give you the mashed potatoes and the gravy. You just get the pie. But the mashed potatoes really adds a really nice flavor to it. And the gravy is on point. This is amazing. I'm really glad we came here before we left. It was really good. Give yours a try.
Okay, speaking of boring and people who don't want anything on top of their pies, wow, the crust is so flaky.
It is.
I'll cut it in half so that you can see the inside. I smell the meat in a good way. Good meat smell. Oh, this is a substantial, I haven't been to it, but wow, it's so thick already. This is a very good pie. How much was it? $8?
I think both our meal, like our total meal was about $20.
Yeah, this is a really good quality pie. Lots of meat, lots of, it's a good size, and the crust is obviously homemade. Very yummy.
Yeah, it's really good.
I can't wait to devour this whole thing. So, did you like lunch more or did you like dinner more?
I'm gonna have to go with dinner. Lunch was really good, but I think the pie was amazing. The pie was so good, in fact, that I had to try one of the desserts. So they have Lamington here, but I've heard of that before and had that in Toronto. But they had a vanilla slice, which was, they told me, also a traditionally Australian dessert. So I had to try that. I haven't seen that before.
They said the topping's different though. They made it Canadian by putting a raspberry coating on top.
Raspberry icing. It's got a really good creamy consistency.
Is it a custard bottom, she said?
Yeah, it's like custard. Good vanilla flavor. Yeah, it's really nice and thick. It's really
sweet?
Good. Yeah, it's sweet. It's not overly sweet. I think the raspberry topping is a little bit sweeter than the custard. And I think the raspberry complements it really well. That was a good addition.
Okay, let me have a go.
So yeah, I definitely picked this place over lunch. Definitely.
Put your fork down and let me have a go.
How about you?
Yeah, for me, hands down, I would definitely pick the pie that I just had. It was yummy, it was delicious, it filled me up, and it felt like it was really good quality. I'm going to try the dessert now.
It's probably one of the best pies I've had.
The two pie companies we've had in Toronto are pretty damn legit. So it's going to be a hard choice. I'd have to eat all three of them in a row to decide. But the Toronto pie game is pretty strong.
Yeah, mine was especially flavorful. The filling was
Especially.
on point.
Are you trying to distract me because you don't want to share your dessert?
Maybe.
Pass
Fine.
it over, buddy. That is really good. The icing, I like the icing.
Yeah.
The custard's good, but I think I can just sit there with a vat of icing and start like chowing down.
All right, I better finish this up. Where are we going next?
We are going to try to make it to the Olympic Plaza Park. I don't know, I'm so stuffed with pie and I'm going to be stuffed with dessert that I can't think straight. What? We'll see you later at the park of some sort.
One last stop here in Whistler until we head back to Vancouver. We're going to the Olympic Park, or we'll have to look up the exact name. Forget what it's called, because there's also an Olympic Park here, so I think we're getting the names confused. But yeah, that was a really good dinner. I'm still thinking about that pie. That was really, really good. There's a location in Vancouver, and I have a feeling we might be hitting it up. So we're just walking back to the car, and we're back through the Olympic Park here, and just noticing the mountains. All the white tops are getting caught by the sunlight. The sun's setting, it's just past 8. And the sun is just getting the very tops of the mountains. Really beautiful in here. I can't imagine living here. We've met a girl in one of the shops here and we were talking to her a little bit, and she was born and raised in Whistler. We were both kind of blown away by that fact. Her parents came from Toronto. Yeah, that's all she's known. That's pretty amazing. We were talking about the drive up, and she was saying exactly what I was thinking when we were driving up, that people who live here must just take this for granted. And the views on the drive all the way up the sea to sky highway was just outstanding. It's really, really beautiful. And gonna be sad to be leaving it. But we got one more stop, so we will catch up with you there. So that puts an end to that. We were going to go to the park, so we left the Whistler proper and we were heading back, and the park here is kind of off a road from the main highway, the sea to sky highway, and you got to go up there. It's about 20 minutes up to the park, but that sign says it's closed for the season, so we're not going to make that extra 40 minutes round trip. We're at the start of the journey up, and so we're just going to head right back down into Vancouver now. And so that clears that up also. It is the park, and what we were thinking of back in Whistler is the plaza, the Olympic Plaza. So we are just we're just updating the GPS here, take us back to budget in Vancouver. We're going to drop the car off tonight and yeah, get home and get some sleep. We had a really good day. I think we'll do a bit of a recap later on, maybe when we get back home, or probably tomorrow morning once we get some sleep. So you ready to head back? We're both tired. So I think it's about an hour and a half from here back into Vancouver. Yeah, so let's get a move on. We made it back to budget. We have to say bye to our car.
Budget car. We only had you for a day, but we grew attached. Thank you for being so new and nice smelling.
So we got all our stuff packed up, and we are ready to head back to the condo. We just have to drop our keys off here, and we're done. Bedtime. So tired. I was having a really rough time on the ride home. Staying awake, but we made it, and we're not too far from home, so that is good. So I think we probably will just completely collapse when we get back, so we will do a recap for you in the morning.